there are people who are defending Jen and Ben, saying their public outing is normal. But at the same time, you have people who are saying, Ben just bought a $50 million house. They can afford to get a private room somewhere if they really want the privacy.
Yeah. They don't want the privacy. That's the whole point, is them being like annoyed with all the press. It's like, well, yeah, now people are going to ask questions, especially when you're going through a divorce and then you're spotted at the Polo Lounge holding hands and kissing. While you're going through a divorce. And then immediately there was a source close to Jennifer right away said they're not getting back together. They're just trying to navigate life post.
I'm trying to navigate into the Beverly Hills Hotel and have a little cute brunch myself.
It's not very hard. You literally just walk right in.
It's the Pop Report.
So juicy.
Good morning, Miss Magical, Mythical Ma'am of Beings.
What's up?
Did
you know?
What?
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
Are you done?
Eat the cat. Eat the cat. That's been my entire TikTok feed for the last like 48 hours.
That's it? I feel like it's been mine for the past like 6+ days, and you're
the cat.
You're behind.
Eat the cat. Eat one, because now everyone's doing the dance. It takes a minute for the TikTok trends to carry on.
No, here's the thing. The TikTok trends 3 weeks later then hit Instagram. So once you're tired of it on TikTok, too bad, it's going to another platform.
It hasn't hit my Instagram yet.
That's exactly 3 weeks. So
it's going to this week, and then you'll hear me sing it even more.
What else is new with you besides consuming things that are not animals?
Eat the cat. Eat the cat. Well, eating the cat doesn't always have to necessarily mean eating an animal.
Girl, next subject.
What was your question?
What have you been up to?
Just living life, running a lot. I ran a half marathon on Sunday. So I'm feeling very tired.
Okay. I injured my foot.
How?
I feel like you. I'm like, I injured myself.
Did you step on a jellyfish?
No, I was riding my bike at my workout class and I wasn't using my hands, and the bike had a little bit of kick to it. Like when you press on the pedal, it wouldn't go immediately. And so I missed the pedal because of the kick one of the times, and I just fell fucking flat. Like almost, when you like watch your life flash before your eyes? I just hurled myself forward and somehow caught myself with the bone of my foot. So my ankle's a little bruised.
This was a stationary bike?
This was like a assault bike. Yeah, one of those, like you sit and pedal, but like it wouldn't move on the first kick. And I do the assault bikes like every day, every other day in my group workout class.
This sounds like user error.
This sounds like a day in the life of Andy. Just normal. So glad we're living our best lives, just
getting injured, staying fit and getting injured along the way. So if you want to remain uninjured, stay on your couch.
Yeah. And subscribe. If you haven't, I don't know what you're doing. We have some not fun things to talk about today. We have some news that's broken.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about you, but I don't really watch the morning news. There I was eating my oatmeal, tuned in for this indictment. I watched this hearing for Diddy, and I was just, I have never been more tuned in of like, we've obviously heard about things coming up.
Yeah.
And this is like a formal like indictment. He has been arrested. And so I feel like you know more than me about this, but let's talk about Mr. Sean Diddy Combs' arrest recap.
Well, I didn't get to watch the press conference, but I was reading the actual court documents. I wish I would have known that there was a press conference on, because that would have been more.
Court documents as obtained by Zack from the Pop Report.
Yes, I was reading through all the court documents, and they're very annoying because every time they list, here, let me show you. Every time they list Diddy, they don't just list him as Sean Combs. I'm going to read you exactly how he's referred to every single time they bring up his name in these court documents.
Sean Diddy Combs.
Nope.
Is it that? No.
Nope.
It is the United States versus.
Well, it's the United States versus Sean Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. P. Diddy, a.k.a. Diddy, a.k.a. P.D., a.k.a. Love, also known as the defendant. So every time, imagine every paragraph starts with Sean Combs, and then all of these,
a.k.a.
all these AKAs, and
Love.
Love. I didn't know that was his nickname.
Love?
Or PD. Who calls him PD?
Girl, pass. Sorry, I got a new nickname. So
Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, PD Love.
And this is
the
14
defendant.
pages
Yeah.
of legal documents, which I think is kind of short.
Did you get that? How did you know it was 14 pages?
I watched the conference this morning. Usually,
I scrolled through and counted how many pages I was going to have to read on my way in this morning.
I think indictments, at least for a couple I've seen lately, are like 50 plus some pages.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this one's kind of short and concise, which means, in my personal opinion, I think if it's short and concise, you have pretty solid evidence. You don't need to like meander and pander to claims.
I mean, it's pretty cut and dry in terms of like what they're accusing him of. I mean, it's wild. So, I mean, as you saw in the actual press conference, he's being charged with sex trafficking and racketeering, correct? And there's
Can you explain to the general public what racketeering is?
I knew you were going to ask
I got
this.
asked this morning, and I was like, I don't know.
It's basically like the best way to describe it is like the mob. Like it's an organized crime where they use like intimidation and, you know, coercion and bullying tactics to get their way.
Yeah, when I think of racketeering, the only way I can remember it is you get a racket and you think of like someone threatening you with a racket and being like, I'm gonna mess you up.
Yeah, it's a form of intimidation, threatening, you know, coercion, which was a lot of what they did. And so they list all of his different businesses that they claim were different vehicles in which he was running this racketeering and sex trafficking scheme. And so he would get women, whether they don't have anyone named specifically in the indictment, which I assume either is for privacy purposes or we'll get to know them as the trial goes on, or once we even get to that point. But so he would have his team members, assistants, security guards, whatever, these are the allegations laid out, that they would find women or he would find women. And so what they would do is he would have them participate in these, what did they call them? There was a specific name that he called them.
Freak-offs?
Freak-offs.
Because
yes.
like when the press conference happened, they said freak-off, and I was like, they said it so fast, it sounded like someone's last name, so I was kind of confused.
That's what he would call them. And so what he would do is he would have his team members set the scene where they would have the lighting and they would have it all set up to however he wanted it to play out. And so they would hire male sex workers to come in, and then he would have these women perform in front of him, and he would direct and jerk off to whatever was happening right in front of him. And so he was basically like a director of whatever scene was going on, and he would film all of that. And sometimes it's unclear whether he was filming it for his own like personal satisfaction or if he was just filming it to use it as blackmail to get them to keep doing this.
He recorded these.
Some of them, yes, he recorded them. He was filming them as they were, you know, participating. And in some cases, it would be like a days-long affair.
Day?
Days. Multiple.
You'd sit there for days? Like, when do you go to sleep?
Well, it's not like they were performing consecutively for multiple days, but they would stay in this confined space for days because in some cases there would be injuries and he would want to make sure nobody else saw that you had these injuries. So he would keep you contained until you healed. And so there were multiple substances that he was, I don't want to say pumping into them, but they were taking substances. It's unclear. I mean, there were some narcotics, but it's unclear if it was just drugs or alcohol or what combination he was providing them. But he would have them perform, make sure that they were under the influence, and then afterwards he would have them pumped up with IVs, you know, like they have hangover IVs so that they were replenished afterwards.
And also, I don't know if you saw, like, or you'll probably get to in a minute, when they went through and did a raid on his residence, they found AR-15s. They found a lot of different things in his residence. But the thing that obviously like helped tell this story, not just like the pictures, the videos, they found over 1,000 bottles of lube.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where do you, like, what bulk website? You're like, I am the assistant to Sean Diddy, Combs, Love, Puff, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I am placing a 60-gallon drum of lubricant. Like, it's just like, how do you store that? How do you operate under this? And how do you have no one ever know about this? But from what also has been said in the lawsuit is that because of so many people being involved, there were so many scare tactics and people who wanted to come forward and tell the story but because of money, because of power, because of threats, they would be so afraid to. And so it's these situations of, oh my God, how has this not been caught yet? But like these people were coerced and would be told like, we will come after you if any of this becomes public. So
yeah, a lot of them were either like intimidated through threats, or in some cases, some of them benefited because he would give them career opportunities or he would pay them off. So, you know, I think he probably led with, I'll give you money to stay quiet. And then if they were feeling a little intimidated and maybe wanted to talk to law enforcement, then he would threaten them.
yeah.
Being like, and like they said, they found guns, like, what was the, I don't remember what gun you just mentioned.
AR-15.
Yeah, that one. They found multiple guns. They found all the lube. But I mean, they found so much evidence, and well, those were considered the supplies. So what his team would do is they would have the lube, they would have baby oil, they would have all these different supplies that he would want on hand when they were. But like, how twisted is that? Like, you have to like force people to like create your own porn, essentially. Right. Why not just start like a porn company and then like be a porn director? Like, but I guess he got off on having the power of like dictating what it is that they did.
And this is super shitty to even think about, like just being in the room and watching it versus like him and his own time. Like, I think he also just got satisfaction of, like you said, orchestrating it, being physically there in person.
Well, yeah, and then obviously there's no regulation. So in terms of supplying them with, you know, substances in order to kind of put them in a daze so that they weren't fully aware of what was going on. But like, how do you, in good faith, work for him knowing what you're setting it up for? Like, you're like, okay, let me go to this hotel, set up this room, make sure the lighting is just how he likes it. Let me go into the lube storage closet,
literally
get a couple of bottles out and make sure it's all set up for him so that when he gets here, it's all ready.
And on top of this, obviously we have what happened with Cassie in the hotel.
So they claim that was probably not a one-time situation. They said that happened multiple times. That's just the only time that I guess there was footage that was released to the public.
And so a lot of people have been reporting on this saga of like Diddy, him, you know, running away from the country, trying to flee the state of New York. Like, I remember he was charged from the state of New York, like in this overall. He was registered, I don't remember what he was registered for under New York, like his music and more, but it's like now the state of New York is like coming after you. But what I recall is when this first started breaking, we obviously put out articles, everyone's putting out articles as publications. And so when I was writing, I just distinctly remember being at an airport and I was on a work assignment and I quickly was like, let me get this article up. And within 20 minutes of that article getting published, I got an email saying, you know, we see that you've published a piece of work. We are refuting these claims. Please add this statement from Sean Diddy Combs' legal team. Yeah. And they were monitoring everything heavily. Yeah. So he definitely has had a team this entire time. When anybody's published updates, I'm sure everybody's gotten a, like, we refute this. Here's a new comment. Here's a new comment. And it's like, they were on it very fast.
I mean, and they're still denying. As of this morning, you know, his attorney spoke out and said that they're denying the claims. You know, I forgot what terminology they use. Like, he's made some mistakes, but he's innocent of, you know, these allegations against him.
He's not a perfect person, but he's not a criminal.
Yeah.
What it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that. Which, to be fair, he also did deny the claims against Cassie until the video came out.
Also, the fact that when we did have that come out, that somebody said, I'm going to leak this. Like, it was originally a hotel that was under construction, no longer in business. So the fact that someone had that tape and had that recording stored away somewhere, because a whole entire hotel security surveillance system, gone. But they kept that. Someone had that access and said, it's going to go out to the public and go to CNN. So
I always thought it was somebody from like law enforcement that leaked that. Because they remember when they seized, when they came, what was it, the Miami house and the LA house, I'm sure that's where they found that video. And obviously they can't release all of it. But I mean, I just felt like
someone from his team was like, whether it's his team or law enforcement, someone got that footage from the hotel and was able to say, let's erase that from records and let's keep that within Sean Diddy Puff Love residence.
Yeah.
And so that's wild.
A
lot of people were in on it.
A lot of people were in on it, and that's what they say. And they list all his different companies, and they say that, he used his other brands to, help run this entire sex trafficking scheme. Which, there have been multiple employees over the years, from assistants to housekeepers to security guards, that have all, I'm sure, been under a variety of different payroll options amongst his different companies. But it's wild. Just even hearing how he would set up the scene and just make these women perform, which also makes me think, was Cassie part of this? The way he handled her in the hotel room, just makes me think, I wonder if she was also, because they say, with these women, he would promise them opportunities, and then once they retaliated, then he would threaten them and intimidate them, and in some cases, abuse them, according to the indictment. But it makes me think, was she also part of this? Was Aubrey O'Day part of this?
What's her response been?
She posted a statement on Instagram, basically saying it's all coming out now. She didn't directly address it, but she was just, she made a statement about supporting women. I wouldn't even say so much as a subtweet, because I feel like a subtweet's when somebody posts a random meme or a quote. She actually wrote a statement. But I wonder if she didn't name him because she somehow
legally she would.
Yeah, legally she doesn't want to tie herself, but she just kind of made a general statement of everything comes out in the end. Justice,
That's a subtweet.
Women.
That's a subtweet. Yeah, she needs her respect in this, because she has for years spoken up and said, you need to investigate this man.
Yeah.
She is. So I hope she feels at peace, and I hope everyone finds peace with this. And just, it is all coming out.
Yeah. There have been rumblings and rumors for years. Now, wasn't there,
yes.
weren't there gay rumors too? Saying that he was doing stuff with men?
There was a man who came out also in this and said there was a incident where he woke up and Sean Diddy Puff Love PD said, I did this to you too, while he was performing an oral act on a woman. Yeah. So he was like, the fuck happened to me?
Yeah.
But anyway, we've spent 20 minutes. We are going to obviously find out more updates in the coming days.
Yeah, and we'll keep you updated.
And we'll definitely break down. The thing is, there's obviously headlines. What I appreciate that we have done in the past bit is just broken down legally. Also, the court documents, you usually see big headlines, big salacious, 1 or 2 words, but it's addressing every single name he is in the book, addressing the 14 pages. So we try to make sure we cover all aspects of this. Oh my God, baby cakes. What do you think they should do if they love listening to this?
Well, we have lots more tea to spill, but you should hit the subscribe button right now so that you're always up to date.
And if you're listening somewhere else, leave a review, drop a comment. I don't know.
Hit the like button.
Shit talk on Zack.
I like all the likes. I'm still a millennial and I love that validation.
Back to the good stuff. In other news, I know that we talk about things and they consistently come back up in this podcast, and rightfully so, I guess. But there's people who are commenting about J-Lo and Ben who also keep coming to our inbox and more, being like, we know you guys are talking about J-Lo and Ben. What do you think of the new outing? ? I'm just giving them their piece, but they're figuring out.
No, fuck that. Only because, and I keep saying this when it comes to her, she puts herself in the most public places that people are going to photograph you.
So let's backtrack.
Yes.
This was not a great segue to go from one story to another, but J-Lo and Ben were spotted
at the Beverly Hills Hotel Polo Lounge.
And I saw a lot of comments from people where we've obviously talked about this in the past, of paparazzi. And J-Lo has been assumed to call the paparazzi on herself. And I saw in the comments specifically of this, a lot of people saying, when did the Beverly Hills valet allow paparazzi? When did that hotel allow that? Because that's something that most people are saying, paparazzi are not allowed within certain proximity of that hotel.
Yes. And also, if you want to discreetly get in and out of the Beverly Hills Hotel,
You can do it.
You're not going to walk directly down the giant red carpet where the valet is. Like, that's the most public place anybody's going to spot you. The Polo Lounge, of all places, like, it's just why they choose. It's like when she was shopping, she was just shopping at the Grove, or she was just riding her bike around the Hamptons. Like, these are places that, and going into town and grabbing ice cream when there's all these floods of people that are expecting to see her there. Like,
would you playing devil's advocate, if someone said she's trying to do everyday things that like other people do outside of fame, would you agree with that statement?
She's not an everyday person outside of fame.
Okay.
Like, there's no way around that. That's like Oprah being like, I just want to go to the Glendale Galleria and like shop at Zara. Like, it's just not within the realm of possibility.
It's unfortunate that also when you have household names like J-Lo, Oprah, like Harry and Meghan, they can't do things like other people. And it's unfortunate. They may say, I want to go get ice cream with my daughter.
Yeah.
They can't do that. Because
or they can, but they know that there's going to be eyes on them.
It needs to be ultra privatized.
Yeah.
It needs to be ultra secure.
Which a lot of time, like the Kardashians, when you see them,
go
making
that episode,
trip,
they went to shopping. Like we had Kylie and we had like a whole array of activities, which again, there were no paparazzi in that episode.
No, I mean, or Courtney when she's going to take photos at Target to promote Lemmy being, Lemmy, her gummies being now sold at Target. It's like they have to prepare in advance. They usually go during hours that the store's not going to be in normal operation. Or in some cases, they have the stores closed down for security purposes. Like, there are ways that they can do that to film their show that because the story was that Jennifer and Ben wanted to do brunch with the kids. Okay. And so they got all the kids together and they decided to go to the Polo Lounge to let the kids get together. You can do that at your house. You can do that at someone's house.
Maybe they want to go in public.
Even if you go in public, there are other places that you can go where you could have a more private, formal brunch.
You can go to the Soho House.
Not only that, the Beverly Hills Hotel has private dining rooms that you can have brunch in.
Did they do that?
No, they went to the outside by the pool at the Polo Lounge, which is how witnesses, were able to see that the kids were at one table, Ben and Jen were at another table, and they were packing on the PDA.
So you think this was a stunt?
1,000%.
And what did Whoopi say? Because Whoopi is the... How do we say this best? The View is the sister of the Pop Report. Is it? I don't know. But Whoopi made headlines for her comments defending them.
Yeah, which, I mean, she's just like, let them be, they're trying to figure it out. They're like trying to, understand how to navigate this. I'm sure the kids just all wanted to get together. So like, let them just be a family and get together. But my point is, it's just, and I get Whoopi being like, yeah, the divorces are tough. The kids probably want to get together. So let's get in an environment where we can bring all the kids together to just have a nice outing, which is fine. But there are other precautions that you can take that limit your exposure. Like if they wanted to go somewhere high pro, like they could have gone to Catch in West Hollywood where it's up high, other people aren't really going to see you. You can get a private room, but it's still like kind of exposed. But no, they chose to go somewhere that's very public, that's very open. And then they're walking down the main entrance into the Beverly Hills Hotel.
There are people who are defending Jen and Ben, saying their public outing is normal. But at the same time, you have people who are saying, Ben just bought a $50 million house. They can afford to get a private room somewhere if they really want the privacy.
Yeah. They don't want the privacy. That's the whole point, is them being like annoyed with all the press. It's like, well, yeah, now people are going to ask questions, especially when you're going through a divorce and then you're spotted at the Polo Lounge holding hands and kissing. While you're going through a divorce. And then immediately there was a source close to Jennifer right away said they're not getting back together. They're just trying to navigate life post.
I'm trying to navigate into the Beverly Hills Hotel and have a little cute brunch myself.
It's not very hard. You literally just walk right in. But if you wanted to sneak your way into the Beverly Hills Hotel, there are ways to discreetly get in and out without being on that giant. You've been to the Beverly Hills Hotel, no?
It's been a minute, but yeah.
And there's that giant red carpet that's like, so I mean, I don't think In terms of paparazzi, I don't think they can block the paparazzi because it's technically open to the public. Like that's their driveway, that any paparazzi can kind of just like get a shot from afar. But again, it's
I
just
digress.
crazy. Do you think they'll get back together?
I don't know if Jen and Ben will get back together, but I think they will be amicable. Maybe.
I have a feeling they might pause this divorce.
No, I don't. I want them to be happy. That's my final statement.
I want them to make a fucking decision. And like, if you want a private life, then like, stop overexposing yourself.
Well,
It's very Meghan and Harry.
Moving on to music, because I feel like we are overdue and we have been deep in the weeds of our hot in the headlines.
J-Lo's the type of person that can buy herself flowers but won't because she wants somebody else to buy them for her. And in this case, it's Ben Affleck. And the best he's going to give her is a Dunkin' Donuts and a pack of cigarettes.
Buy me that, not the cigarettes. Miley Cyrus is being sued for flowers, though.
Yes.
Why?
Because it's too close to Bruno Mars's When I Was Your Man.
Who's putting this together?
Well, it's been out there because, you know, he says, I should have bought you flowers, you know, and the lyrics of his song are very similar.
It was a call and response. She was like,
Yeah.
That used to be the song that like Liam would like reference. And then she's like literally mirroring the response to that. I mean, there's been songs that like, for example, Jolene has like other iterations that are responses to being the other woman in Jolene. So like, I'm interested to hear what you're about to say, but I'm like, dismiss it.
Yeah, because his lyrics are, I should have bought you flowers. I should have held your hand. I should have gave you all my hours when I had the chance. Take you to every party because all you wanted to do was dance. Now my baby's dancing, but she's dancing with another man. And then Miley's lyrics were, like you said, kind of like the opposite. She said, I can buy myself flowers. I can write my name in the sand. I can talk to myself for hours, say things you don't understand. I can take myself dancing. I can hold my own hand. I can love me better than you can. So it is kind of like the opposite or the reaction to his song. But they're claiming that...
Who's they?
I guess the record label that owns that song, whoever owns the song, Bruno Mars has nothing to do with this. It's literally just his song. And I think they saw the popularity of Flowers. So now they want...
I mean, like you missed your boat, in my opinion, to put this out.
Yeah, at this point. Because didn't she already win a Grammy for this?
She already
she won her first
She's already
Grammy.
done a lot of it.
Yeah. And so they're saying that it's the chorus, the harmony, the melody, the chord progression, and the lyrics that are too similar to Bruno Mars's When I Was Your Man.
Well,
So now they're trying to sue her for that.
pass on that, but you know what's also similar but different?
What?
The new installment of Brat.
It's always the same but different.
Have you heard of Femtop Fall?
No.
Well, now it's Verse Bottom Autumn, and now it's Brat Fall.
Okay.
Different things, but same. Stay with me now.
Okay.
We have a new Brat coming. 11 new tracks with 5 pre-released remixes.
Oh my God.
So get ready for a new installment of Chaos this 2024 season.
I don't think it's going to land. I think people are over it.
Really?
I think she had her Brat summer and it was great. It was fun. But now, like, fall is not when you want another, like, Brat moment. Fall is, like, when you want, like, sad. Like, this is, like, the Taylor Swift era, right?
I think that there's going to be a couple good ballads on there. Like, Sympathy is a Knife did pretty good. It was, like, a sleeper. I think there's going to be more songs in that style for this. And we also just had a remix of Talk Talk with Troye Sivan that came out. So I feel like people are not looking for, like, their party girl summer. They're looking for, like, I want to go out once in a blue moon fall.
Listen, let Charlie keep summer. Fall is, like, for Billie Eilish. Like, let Billie have her moment.
Oh, I was going to say, like, give it to Taylor Swift, like, Evermore and Folklore.
Yeah.
Like, let those be it with Pumpkin Spice. But she's
What was
probably...
her?
I think Charlie's going to give, like, a I want to be hot and I want to step out and I'm going to, like, be subtle kind of, like, installment.
Listen, know when to have your moment and know when to, like, give us a chance to miss you. When you overdo it, then it's just, like, it's exhausting. I liked her. Like, if she would have just kept it at Brat Summer and, isn't trying to push it.
Remix after remix.
No.
Like, we got the Guess remix. We got the Talk Talk remix. There were a couple other ones that were not as much my favorite.
Guess and Talk Talk were great.
Yeah, those were pretty up there. But as far as other stuff going on, I know you're, like, WTF about that. But, like, what is our weird moment of the week? Because I've been bringing up a couple you have something to bring to the table, and you said specifically it is for this episode of the podcast. So I'm buckled in, ready to hear what you have to say, and you take over the weird story of the week.
Yes. So I do have a weird story for you. Okay.
Oh God, I just said you did.
And so let me read it.
Okay. Zach, as always, let me speak.
So we have this Taiwanese teacher. Okay.
Okay.
He's a math teacher.
Okay.
And he found a way to earn way more than what he makes in teaching by uploading his calculus lessons onto the internet. Okay. Because he said YouTube was too saturated.
Okay.
So the new home for his calculus lessons is now available
OnlyFans
on Pornhub. So you can literally go onto Pornhub and watch all of his math lessons, and he says that he makes way more there than he does by teaching.
What is he doing on? Okay, I don't want to. You're gonna get into it, but like Pornhub, like you're teaching math while doing it.
No.
He's just
There's
uploading them.
nothing sexual about it.
Love.
It's literally just
Love.
him. Look, it's him just teaching
Are you on Pornhub
calculus.
right now during this
No,
podcast?
this is the Daily Guardian.
Okay, cool. I was like, how dare you show
He's literally
fallacious element on this?
He's literally just making bank.
He's how old? Do you know? Like, is he like 20s, 30s, 50s, 40s?
I don't know exactly how old he is, but he looks like he's probably about, I don't know, mid to late 40s.
Well, here's my hot take.
His name is Shang Su, and he's become a sensation on the adult platform. His bold strategy to upload calculus lessons on that site has earned him,
How much?
this is in US dollars,
Okay.
over nearly $250,000. $238,000.
Good for him. My hot take is, did you ever see those people who did the news? My grandma would talk about this all the time. My grandma's also crazy. Like, there was like topless news or whatever back in the day. Yeah,
What?
people
I
would
didn't
do
know
that. There
that.
was like a whole like naked news or something it was called, and people would do like the weather topless and more. I don't know what channel it's on, but now you have math on Pornhub. Not unclothed, but like if he's making $250,000, maybe we all gotta change up our careers.
He draws about 20,000 views per video.
People are really thinking, you know what? I'm turned on right now for some calculus.
I mean, maybe we should just make the Pop Report available on Pornhub.
On Pornhub? Yo, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
How do you upload
He
to Pornhub?
did try other sites. I think you have to like sign up for an account, and I guess you make money through the ad rev. But he said he made more money there than he would on YouTube because YouTube was oversaturated, so he couldn't really like break out on YouTube. Well, obviously you're going to break out on Pornhub because not many people. There's not much competition with calculus lessons on Pornhub.
So if you see the Pop Report on Pornhub next week, you know where it came from. Thank you for the inspiration.
Would people even watch us on Pornhub?
I think so. We'd stand out. They'd be like,
Yeah.
the fuck are these two gay people?
Yeah, there we go.
They'd be like,
They'd be waiting for the builds up. They're going to think it's like a pizza delivery, and they're like, okay,
oh my God.
where's the climax?
It's always in the porn, the mechanic, the pizza, the stepson. There's all these stupid sketches in gay porn. Like, anyway,
I don't remember the last time I watched like a porno.
I don't know. Back when I was a kid, my grandmother would also go through DirecTV and go through the premium channels and read them aloud. Yeah, being at age, whatever I was, being young, I was like, Grandma, like, do you pay for these? She's like, no, I thought about it though.
Wow, progressive.
Right.
Well, there you go. If you need a calculus lesson for free, you can get it on Pornhub.
Amazing. In other news, things you should watch besides calculus. We have a couple different things in our watch or skip. Did you know that there's a Sims movie
No.
in production? Neither did I. So
Do people still play Sims? Is that a thing?
I know a lot of people who play Sims. There's a lot of updates on Sims. People
Oh
like really
God,
into
get
it.
a life.
So this article,
That's like Kim Sorry, that's like,
the Kimoji and like the
No, the-
Netflix games and
no. What was the name of her? Kim Kardashian Hollywood.
oh yeah. I think that app shut down or something, right? One of her games shut down.
That I think that was her only game.
Oh, well,
And her Kimoji shut down too.
so Amazon's The Sims movie will include freezer bunnies, pools with ladders, and a lot of lore, says video game boss, according to Variety. EA announced the project on Tuesday, today, and They also revealed like it's being produced by Margot Robbie, and Lucky Chap with Kate Herron, who helmed Loki. Which I heard about this rumbling, but like we're having a lot of these like installments of Lego documentaries, and now we're like The Sims. So I'm interested to see how we approach this, especially with Margot Robbie involved in another franchise that has been popular already.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see, but yeah, we got some sneak peeks on this, and people are saying it's very much rooted in Sims universe of like language, culture, all you can do in the game. And they said, yeah, a lot of lore. So,
I mean, it sounds boring to me, but if people like it, good for them.
I'll watch. I'll give it a
you?
watch.
Have you ever played Sims?
I've seen friends play The Sims. I'm more like a Planet Coaster kid and Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Those are where you build roller coasters, right?
Yeah. There's like Zoo Tycoon. There's like Mall Tycoon. There's all these tycoon shits. But like I did like Sim City for like a hot second.
I don't remember the last time I played like a video game. How often are you playing video games?
Not often as my roommate, I'll tell you that much.
You're not a gamer?
Gamer,
yeah.
No. In other news, Anna Kendrick has something coming out.
Oh,
I love
God.
Anna Kendrick. That's all I'm saying.
Sometimes. I like her cup song. Gonna dine it for the long way home.
Do you think you could do that in this day and age and see if you had talent?
What?
Do you think you could do the cup song and get away with it the way she did back in that time?
Where she just did the cups?
Like if that happened now,
it wouldn't be as popular.
Okay. So the new movie for Netflix is called Woman of the Hour. It's a crime thriller. And apparently she picks the wrong guy in the trailer, which has just debuted. This is her featured directorial debut, and it's going to hit on October 18th, so a day after my birthday. Nicolette Robinson, Tony Hale, and a lot of others are in this, but it centers around a woman who wins a date with Zovato on the dating game in 1978 without knowing that he had a criminal past. So, yeah, I think this should be very interesting. She directed the film with Ian McDonald's script, which appeared on the Blacklist in 2017. So it premiered at the Toronto Film Festival last year in 2023. It's definitely had some hype to it, but we're finally getting close to this release date. So, yeah, I think overall, this is a very interesting tale of a true story.
I mean,
you know I love crime stuff.
I like crime stuff too. I just don't like murder stuff.
Oh.
Like slaying, you know?
Slaying?
Yeah, like when they slay people.
You know, like people
slaughter
I'm
them.
slaying too hard.
No.
Different.
What
Aside
else
from
do we
that,
have in Watch or Skip?
Do you watch Handmaid's Tale?
No.
I've never seen a damn single episode. I feel
Give
like
me
it's
something I want to watch.
Well, season 6 of Handmaid's Tale is now casting Timothy Simons. So
how is that show still on? Like, haven't they gotten out of the Handmaid's Tale by now?
You know, that was like a big show for Amazon. I still am surprised it's going. But it debuted in 2017.
That's why. Like, you would think by now they would have like gotten to modern day, no?
It was nominated for, so in total, it has been nominated for 76 Emmys and won 15 times. So like it has been up, and I think Amazon's like, let's just keep going.
Yeah, they're gonna milk it for all they can. Did you watch the Emmys?
Part
or
of
you
it.
Skipped it?
I mean, I had to cover it for work, so I had to like keep tuned in a little bit, but
Did you watch Moira Rose?
no. I think the Emmys was good. I think I like how it moved to the Peacock Theater this year. I did skip it.
Where was it last year?
I mean, it's always been at the Beverly Hilton, so it's always a
Really?
feeling like in a smaller room.
There's always some damn award show happening downtown.
But now the Peacock Theater is a thing, so like they've moved a lot of different things that are NBC properties there. But it had a 54% uptick in viewership. So
Wow.
Yeah, so it did well.
Well, they had what, Dan and Eugene Levy.
They had a lot of reunions. They had Happy Days. They had SNL. I saw
They
those
had
little
Schitt's
moments.
Creek.
They had Schitt's Creek.
They had
the cast.
Moira and Alexis.
Yeah. They had some little fun moments, but like I think I got so tired last week from VMAs, debate coverage I had to do for work, and then the Emmys. I was like, I'm tired. Let me live. And yeah, rounding out our last bit of this episode, we have our couples corner.
Yes.
So, what is the latest update with Artem and Nikki Garcia? We talked about them on the podcast. I think this might be our final hopeful installment of us talking about this, and we wish them well. But there's been a interesting update.
Yeah, probably not the last time we'll talk about them,
gosh.
but here's the latest update. As we know, there was the domestic violence incident a couple weeks ago. Since then, Nikki has filed for divorce from Artem. She was requesting full primary and legal custody of their son. Artem has now responded to her divorce filing. He is requesting joint custody, so he wants to share their son. She didn't want him to have custody of their son at all, only to have visitation, which she said she was open to. And in her filing, she also said that she wanted them both to waive their rights to spousal support. Now, he not only is asking for joint custody of their son, but he also is requesting alimony from her.
And they're asking for privacy.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. So at first we thought this incident didn't involve directly.
I always knew
two
it
of
did.
them.
You were the one that doubted it.
Well, it didn't say directly and when the news first broke. But again, the pieces of press that came out got it wrong, that were saying he's not returning to Dancing with the Stars because of this, but he already wasn't returning to the season.
Which I also said originally too.
Which you got right. And yeah, not sure how it's going to play out. We obviously have had the Garcia twins, formerly the Bella twins. They went from WWE. They've been hosting a lot of shows.
Mm-hmm.
They did Twin Love.
Did they?
On Amazon. I did an interview with them about it. They're such sweet, sweet girls.
Yeah.
And we have people we know who have worked with them, represented them. They are nothing but sweet, sweet women. So interesting and sad to hear at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully they're able to work through this. And I mean, I don't know. It was crazy that like literally days before this incident happened, they were just proclaiming their love for each other on Instagram, celebrating their 2-year anniversary. And then it like went so south so fast. I don't know. I don't think she'll end up, I was going to say, I don't think she'll end up with full primary custody, but I mean, given the domestic violence incident, there's a good chance that she may end up with primary custody of their son.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's going to get any spousal support out of her.
Unclear. Yeah, unclear. Well, Zachary, we have some other things coming up on the podcast. We have a very special guest coming up.
We do.
I know it's been a minute since we've had a guest, so we definitely have a very fun and interesting lineup coming up as we close summer and going to fall. Did you know that equinox solstice makes fall September 21st? So we still got a few more days of summer.
22nd.
Thank you for the correction.
I know, because I had to Google that because I got in trouble on Twitter because I said Secret Wives of Mormon Wives is going to be the
fall preview.
The show of the summer, and then people were like, "Summer's over, it's done," and I'm like, "Well, actually,
girl,
fall doesn't start until," and then I Googled it, September 22nd.
Eat shit. Kidding. Love us.
But
hate us.
It's already fall here in LA. It went from like balls hot to now I like have my jacket back out because it's been chilly.
I wore a hoodie for the first time. I go, it feels like fall to me.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go to like a carpet. And everyone's like, I'm cold. I'd be like, great, because these lights are fucking hot.
It was literally from like last week to this week, like the polar opposite of the weather.
Yeah. Well, exciting stuff. I guess obviously if you haven't subscribed, you should subscribe. And we'll see you real soon for more Pop Report.
Bye.
Well, that concludes this episode of the Pop Report.
And you should probably hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next episode.
If you didn't at this point, I don't know what the hell you're doing. But if you want to keep
wasting time.
You know that's true. If you want to keep up with more, obviously follow us along, find more on our playlists, and listen wherever. Leave a review. Do the damn thing.
All the things, all the engagement. We love you, so show us some love.
We don't.